Alright. The name is Dale, doing a review for the new album from Bun B and Statik Selektah. They came together to do a project called Trillstatik. This review is done on behalf of Audio Liquor Magazine. I want to get into a brief history of Bun B. He started off with the group UGK, which stands for Underground Kings, along with Pimp C. I believe their first album dropped in 1992, which was titled Too Hard to Swallow. But I really didn't pay them any attention until the soundtrack for the movie Menace to Society came out, and they had a song placement on there. And the name of that song was called A Pocket Full of Stones, which was my joint. I was like, oh, I gotta start paying these guys some attention. And they got on my radar, so to speak, and I bought their next albums preceding that soundtrack. I believe I bought Super Tight, Riding Dirty, Dirty Money, and a self-titled album called Underground Kings. I believe that was the last album they made before the untimely death of Pimp C. I think most people became aware of UGK through the Jay-Z song Big Pimpin'. They were featured on that song. I think that's when they got national attention. But Bun B has always been one of my favorite MCs from the South. He killed that notion that dudes from the South don't have bars, are not lyrical. I would say through the 90s and early 2000s, he was one of my favorites, along with Scarface, Andre 3000, and CeeLo Green. Yes, CeeLo Green. I know most people know him now for singing, but back in the day he was mostly rapping. And those four guys used to get busy. I felt they was just as good as any MC from the North or the West Coast. So Bun B, after the death of Pimp C, proceeded to do solo projects. I think he has 6 albums total, including his new one with Statik Selektah. I have the first 2 solo albums, that he did, which was titled Trill, and the second one was called Two Trill. They were okay. Nothing really to, run and tell that about. I didn't hear the albums that preceded those 2. So now he comes together with the DJ/producer Statik Selektah for this new project called Trillstatik. For those who are unaware of who DJ Statik Selektah is, he's a beat maker/producer, like I said. He has like 8 compilation albums where he does all the music, and he gets all these different artists, different rappers featured on all these songs. And he's also done projects where it's just him and one artist, and they come together for an album. He has a couple of joints of that nature he's done in the past, such as he did an album with Terminology. I think he did a few albums with Terminology. He's done an album with Bumpy Knuckles, aka Freddie Fox. He's done an album with Freddie Gibbs, Action Bronson, Rex, the group Strong Arm Steady, King Crooked. So now he comes together with Bun B to do an album. And I'm loving this trend over the last few years where you have one producer and one artist doing an album together. I'm digging that. So we're going to get into the heart of this album. I'm not going to detail every song because I didn't care for every song. I'm just going to speak on the ones that I do like. You have one track called Still Trill, which features Method Man. Oh, before I get into the various tracks, I have the deluxe version of this album, which is 14 tracks total, but I think the regular version only has 10 tracks. So I'm going to be reviewing the deluxe version because that's the version that I have, that I heard. Like I said, you have the track called Still Trill, which is the second song on the album. The first song is like a intro, even though he has a verse. Bun B has a verse on it, starts off with some singing. He has a verse. I really didn't care for that song too much. But the second song called Still Trill features Method Man and Graph. I haven't heard Graph in a minute. Just bars, no hook. Might be my favorite song on the album. I would say most of the content on this album is just braggadocious shit, lyrical, back and forth, bars, talking shit type of rhymes. For the exception of a few other songs, that's the direction it goes in. You have another track called Basquiat featuring Fat Joe and Smoke D's. Basquiat, if you're not aware, I believe he was a graffiti artist that turned into a painter. I like the hook on this song. Fat Joe's doing the hook. You have another track called Concrete featuring Westside Gunner and Terminology. I like the piano vibe on here. You have another track called Money, which is self-explanatory what the subject matter is about. It features Little Fame from MOP, and another guy called Wise P. Wise P does like a sort of a spoken word version of his rap at the end. I believe Statik Selektah said in this interview that there are no samples on this album, but this beat sounds like it contains a sample. And you have another track called Paperwork featuring Uncle Murder. He kills it, pun intended. Verses, no hook, very short songs, like a minute and change. You have another track called TBA, which stands for Texas Bar Association. It features Propane and Killer Corleone. I've never heard these guys before that I know of, but they get busy. They got bars. I was highly impressed with those two guys. You have another track called Jon Snow, which features Paul Wall. I haven't heard Paul Wall in a while. And this other guy named Les, I believe that's how you say his name. It's spelled L-E with the money symbol, money sign. Another joint that sounds like a sample. And then you have another track called Lemons. It's a life lesson song. It's about overcoming struggles. Basically turning lemons into lemonade. That old saying. Then you have another track called How the Game Go. One verse, singing at the end. Nice way to end the whole project. There were like 5 songs that I didn't care for due to the singing on the hook, on the chorus. I felt it didn't fit. It felt almost forced. The singing styles didn't really complement the tracks to me. The production on this album is just nice, pretty nice throughout. I didn't have a problem with the production at all. And I heard an interview on the Michael Rappaport podcast. He interviewed both Statik Selektah and Bun B, and they said they did this album in one day, which is amazing. And they also had footage of them actually in the process of making the album, which you can see on YouTube. It shows them actually piecing the album together. It actually has video of Bun B writing his raps in the studio, pen to pad the old-fashioned way. You got different artists coming through to drop a verse and do their verse on the album on different songs. As you can see, the song has a lot of features on there. So this is a nice album. I would give it a B-. I was saying to myself, is it a B? Is it a B-? It's close to being a B, but for now I'm gonna land on B-. Maybe after a few more listens I might upgrade it. But for now it's a B-. I still recommend you get it, download, load it, find it online. And there you have it. I'm done. I'm finished. I'm out.